Right, so in this video we will see to find the greatest and the smallest number among the three numbers using the conditional operator. Okay, so this is the program that we are going to write. Okay, using the ternary operator we will be using, or even that is called as a conditional operator. And these are the operations in order to perform to find the minimum and the maximum element. Right, so in order to understand this one, let us go to our notepad. So these are the two expressions that is going to calculate the largest and the minimum value. So let us see here. So let me take here certain values and let us see how to calculate how this expression is evaluating. So a value, let us assume this is some 45. Okay, and b value, let us take some 73, and c value, let us take some 30. Okay, now coming to this one, how to find the maximum movement. First, it will be checking whether a is greater than b, and here, here it is like this. If this condition is true, then it will be going to the first part of the colon. So you can find the parentheses that I have written here. So it will be going to the first part of the parenthesis, and if at all if this condition is false, then it will be going to the second part of the colon, and it will be evaluating the second part of the colon. Okay, and when it will be going to the second part of the colon or to the first part of the colon, whenever it is true, once again you can find one more expression here. So if a is greater than c here, then it will be assigning this a value to the max. If this condition is false, then it will be assigning c value to the max. So let us see this one quickly. So here a is greater than b. So here the a value is 45 and b value is 73. Therefore, this condition is false. So whenever this condition is false, it will be not going to this expression, rather it will be going to this expression. Okay, so to this expression it will be going. Now here once again we'll be checking whether b is greater than c or not. Right, so 73 is greater than c, therefore it will be executing the first part of the colon after the question mark, that is a b. So what is the b value? That is nothing but is the 73. So 73 will be assigned to the max. Okay, so therefore the max value is going to become now 73. Similarly, if I would like to find out the minimum element out of the three elements that I am having here, then I'll be applying the same thing. That is, first I'll be calculating a is less than b. So what is the a is less than b? Yes, the condition is true here. So whenever the condition is true, then it will be going to the first part of the colon. So second part of the colon, it will be leaving this one completely. Only it will be going to the first part of the colon. Now, when it will be going to the first part of the colon, it has encountered once again a conditional operator to check whether A is less than C or not. Is A is less than C? No. A value is 45 and C value is 30. Therefore, this condition is false. Therefore, it will be going to the second part of the colon, that is nothing but C. So, this C value will be assigned now to the minimum. Okay, so this is how the ternary operator is going to work, and this is how we will be calculating the minimum and the maximum value using ternary operator. Now let us quickly run this program and let us check it out, the output. So it is asking for me total three numbers. Let me enter three numbers: 76, 45 and 89. Okay, so yeah, you can find minimum value is 45 and maximum is 89. Right, so this is the program. Now let us see the next program, that is implicit and explicit type conversion. So firstly, let me define what I mean by implicit type conversion. That is, if in an expression, if we are having the variables that belongs to the different data types, okay, then the result will be always the higher data type. That means what? That is, if in this expression, for example, you can find j is of the type long int, d is of the type double, c is of the type float, f is of the type float, I and x are of the type integers, and of course ch is of the type character. So in this expression, if you can notice, if you see this x1, x equals to 1 by j plus I into f minus d. So what is the highest data type here? The highest data type would be double, right? Remember, the double is having totally it will be occupying 8 bytes, and float 4 bytes, and long int is also 4 bytes. And when it comes to the integer, in 32-bit machine, even it will be occupying 4 bytes. And of course, character is always 1 byte. So here for me, the largest data type, it is nothing but the D. And in this expression, you can notice like the D is participating in the expression. Therefore, the result X, will be should be of the type double. Okay, so because the result, whatever that will be gonna form, will be of the type double. So finally, the X value, whatever that will be printed here, will be truncating certain value, because we are supposed to write the X, we are supposed to declare under the double. Okay, so this is explicit type conversion, that is in an expression if we are having the variables that belongs to the different data type, then the resultant data type of that particular expression will be always the higher data type, and this one will be done by the compiler itself. Now coming to the external type conversion, if the user, that is if the programmer forcefully converting an data type of a particular variable into its either higher data type or the lower data type, then that is called as explicit type conversion. So machine is not going to do here by itself, that is compiler will be not doing, rather the programmer will be doing it forcefully to convert from one data type to the another data type. So in the second expression, that is c equals to 1 by, you can find like we'll be writing, in order to convert explicitly type conversion, we'll be using the parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis, we are supposed to give the data type into which we would like to convert this particular variable into. This variable is currently a long int type, and that long int I would like to convert that one into the float. Okay, so therefore j is gonna get converted into the float. I is, however, it is an integer. F is of the type float, and d is of the type double. So fine, however, the resultant will be the double value, and we are supposed to assign to a double value. So once again, here the c is not of the type double. So there is a little bit flaw in this program, that is x and c has to be declared under the double. Fine, however, this program, just I have left it like this, because in order to show you that still the program is gonna compile and it's gonna run successfully, but it is not gonna give you the right output. It is gonna truncate certain values. Okay, so let me run this program. So enter a character, here it is asking, so you can find printf enter a character, and get char is ready to take a character. So let us give a character. Let me give a capital A. Okay, so let me give a capital A over here, right, and let me press enter. Fine. So after that, it is asking me to enter an integer value, float value, double, long, int values. So let us enter that one quickly. So my integer value goes like this, that is 5, and float value something like some 4.8, and you know it's 4.8 rather. 4.8. Something went wrong. Okay, let me compile and run this program all again. So yeah, so let me enter a character. Let me enter a capital A, and yeah, you can find the ASCII value of capital A is 65. So this program is even printing the ASCII values of a particular character that you give that one as an input. And this is interesting as well. Uh, Fine, I'll be showing you little later. So just see here, I'll be entering the integer value, and then I would like to enter a float value, and then I would like to enter a double value. So double also looks closer to the float with more number of precisions. Fine, however, I'll be giving just only 3 precisions. Let me give a long int value, some long int value. Right, so here it is giving certain x value and the c value, and if you apply those values into this particular expression, then the x value and the c value would be that value of what that we got. Okay, fine. However, as I said you, this will be not the right output, because x and c has been not declared as a double, so it will be giving certain truncated value. Okay, now getting back to the first one, that is the ASCII value. There is a You can find here the ch is taking the the character is been assigned by the function called as getChar, and the ASCII value of that one will be printed like this. That is, if I'm using the percentile C, then it will be printing straight away its character, whatever that is being present inside it. But if I'm using the format specifier of the integer, that is a percentile D in for the character, then it is not going to raise any error. Rather, it is going to give its ASCII value. Okay, so this is how the program it is. So just to try it out by yourself, just to try it out to calculate this one, and check it out, like whether you're getting the right x and c value, and later try to declare even x and c value to the double, and then you give the same input for the integer, character, float, double, and the long int. Then check it out the output. There you'll be getting the right output. Okay, so that's all for this video. So thanks for watching.